Hello, everybody. My name is Ruham Manzoor, and I'm the managing partner of Maces. Welcome to another episode of Study Abroad with Maces, and we are continuing on our Be on Top of the World series with some of the top-ranking universities in the world, and definitely UK. Today, we have with us one of our good friends, Ludovico Roy from University of Reading. Hey, Ludo, how are you?
Hi, Ram. Good so far, so good. How things with you?
I'm good. I'm good. So, how are things in Reading? Everything back to normal?
Uh, I would say so far, so good. Yeah, there's been an announcement from the government that we can say go back to the office from next week. But things, of course, that they went back to a certain normality as our campus is reopened. We got students on the campus, so it went back to have a kind of really live campus for our students.
Yeah, that's very nice to see because I remember like I have three kids, and they were doing online classes for some time, and it was absolute madness in the house. Everybody is on their computer, working, and it was a complete mess. And the main problem is that with kids, especially, they need that outside, the environment, and for prolonged time that they're inside, then they become depressed and all kinds of things. So I'm glad that UK has finally opened up. The classes are all going live. I mean, we're going past. This is a good sign that we have gone past the COVID, thing. Whether it's there or not, nobody cares. Let's just go take things back to normal.
Exactly. Fingers crossed. Everything. We are now on the recovery phase of things. Yeah.
And a lot of our students, they were deciding whether they want to do or not, because it's they were kind of skeptical, like if they give the investment, if they'd have to do online, then actually they're not getting the full environment. I mean, a big part of, for example, Henley Business School, a big part of going to Henley is at Reading, your prestigious business school, is that the networking opportunities, meeting with other people and enjoying the facilities, which they cannot get if they're sitting in Bangladesh. So this was one of the reasons that many people hesitated to go last year, but we're seeing increasing number of interest this year from people, and more people are applying.
No, true, very
So
true. Exactly, the importance, as you rightly said, of being back on campus and networking and so on and so forth. It's absolutely it's a key. It's a part of the experience, and that's why we have reopened our campus as much as possible, precisely for this reason.
Ludo, you have a presentation. Do you want to give that start on that presentation, and then we can go into questions?
Sure, absolutely, more than happy to do it. Opi, can you see my slides?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So, perfect. Bit of myself, of course. As you can see, those are my contacts. If you want to talk to me also later on, I'm more than happy to answer to any question you may have. When I was kind of invited to deliver a presentation, I thought about how we can perhaps present Reading. So I went through a couple of points, as you can see, in terms of overview about university, our rankings, research, terms of entry requirements, the admission process, but also facilities and also useful resources for all of you, because we wanted to give a kind of understanding of what we are as an institution to all of you. First of all, let me begin with the history. So we are over 125 years old, in the sense that we were basically established as an extension of the Oxford University, yeah, in the Reading town. Then we became the University of Reading in 1926, and then since then we are, of course, the University of Reading. But our roots basically go back to Oxford and Oxford University. Where we are, I think it's equally important to put us on the map, because when you're talking about, if you're talking about Liverpool, Manchester, or Birmingham, or London, or where they are, or Newcastle, but perhaps Reading, I think it's equally important to highlight where we are. So we are just outside London, basically 25 minutes by train from London Paddington. And as you can see on the map, we're really close. So it is London, but it's not the same time. So yeah, I hope you see what I mean. So we can benefit from being close to London without being overwhelmed by London at the same time. So I would say it's a good mix of between close by and kind of the peace that can be found outside London, basically. We are also really close to Heathrow and Gatwick, which are the biggest airports here in the UK. Um, what we are as a town. So it's a lively town, Reading, of course. It's home the so-called Thames Valley, a kind of my colleagues within the Department of the Science tend to call it the UK Silicon Valley. You've got companies like Huawei, Ericsson, PepsiCo, Bayer, Verizon, Vodafone, not far from here, Oracle as well. So and it's a kind of IT cluster where all those giants are basically they've got either UK or European headquarters. So, but equally, we are a lively town. Kind of, I would say it's a regional hub for culture because we've got the Reading Festival. So it is a town that is live and it's benefiting, as I said, from being close to London without being overwhelmed by London. Okay. Our university, as I mentioned to you, we were basically established as extension of Oxford University. We are really international setting, both at academic and as well as students level. So we do believe the importance of diversity. We nurture diversity. Diversity is really important to us. Our first students, just to give an example to you, came to Reading in the 1904, and it was from Kenya. Then since then we add students from all around the world, basically. I would say from Japan basically to South America. So we are covering the entire globe. We are also, as you may see in a bit, a really green campus as well. As those green, let's say, awards are there, showcase that we are really a really good, a really green campus, and we look after our spaces, not just for ourselves, but also for our students that they are coming to spend time with us. As you can see, I brought a kind of picture of the campus. This is just half of the campus, where we got all the accommodations here on the bottom right. The rest are the schools and schools. We also have basically, if you look on the left side, if you look at the screen now, there is the lake, and the other half of the campus is on the other part of the lake. And what you can notice, perhaps, top right and top left, you can see that the campus is built into the town of Reading. Therefore, we are basically part of Reading town. So when you're thinking about Reading, things are a kind of tiny village with all the facilities and accommodations, shops. We've got a barber, anything built inside the campus, and the campus is built inside Reading town. Okay, so we are like I would say 50 minutes close to the train station. So if you can walk if you wish to. What we are, I think it's important to showcase what we are as an institution. We are a research-focused university. So if research is something that you like, in all aspect, I would say from agriculture to zoology, is where we are really good at. As you can see, 90-80% of our research is worldwide recognized. We are top two worldwide. And also 94% of our students are in work or study 6 months later. And this is important to us because we want to give students degrees that can be then used into the market. We are aware of the challenges that the market, of course, is facing now. We are also aware that you will need to have skills and tools that you can use in the market. And that's why the careers aspect for us is really, really important. Aka the employability and the fact how can you use the tools that you've learned with us into a job. I've also added, just for kind of understanding for you in terms of our top UK and top 20 UK subjects, starting from agriculture to speech and language therapy to building to marketing to architecture, of course. And we are ranked among the top 30 in the UK in terms of, let's say, rankings about university. Let me go back just for a second to the research aspect, because this is something it's define us as institutions. You'll be having a chance, if you join Reading, of course, to interact with academics that are on top of their games in all aspects of their research. But from the School of Agriculture to the business school, to computer science, to psychology, to law, to everything. And there is a benefit, of course, that is linked to the fact that you're interacting with academics that they are on top of their game in terms of research. So, and the type of exchange, ideas exchange you can have, it's beneficial for the students, because then you can see and understand what are the latest perhaps update into the market, or the latest research, or the latest area in which academics are researching. And also, as you can see, it's highlighted by the stats linked to the research as well. One of the defining aspects you may have heard recently, we've just had the COP26 here in the UK in Glasgow, was the climate science and climate change. So we are number 2 in the world in terms of meteorology and all the atmospheric sciences. You may have noticed, I'm not sure, all the basically the stripes that are underneath there. Those were basically donated by a professor from the university to the world, which are currently being used, for instance, by the BBC as well. And we've got academics that are within the panel, the IPCC panel. So this is something that it's really important to us. Research that applied research that can solve problems, but 21st century problems. Okay. As an agriculture too, we are one of the top in the world as well. So in terms of agriculture, food, and health as well. So all those type of scientific sciences is where we've got our strength, and then we've seen students all around the world coming to us. Okay. As Ran was mentioning, we are also home of the triple accredited and very prestigious Henley Business School. It's one of the few, I'd say, in the world that is triple accredited, and it's also was founded in 1945. So it's one of the oldest business school in the UK as well. And it's home to the so-called ICMA Center. ICMA Center, it's our financial center. It's a kind of unique setting where we've got students, then we've got basically can simulate what is happening within the London Stock Exchange. I believe that, of course, there is a delay between the London Stock Exchange and us, but the simulation is real. So, because again, we want to give students, let me go back to the point that was mentioned to you, the latest tools that they can use into the market once they've completed the courses with us. And combining the theoretical aspect with the practicality, for us, is absolutely, it's at the core of our university. And then this is just an example, for instance, with the ICMA Center, what you can do if you then opt for a finance course. In terms of ranking, because sometimes it's, we would like to, we really like our rankings in this sense. So as you can see where we are, in terms of ranking, in terms of management and finance, as well, also real estate and London property. So again, there is quality associated with our teaching, and this is really important to us. Okay. I wanted also to give a kind of understanding what we are as institutions. So I won't run more on this, but it gives an understanding of students where they're coming from in terms of course, number and statistics. So we tend to have 1/3 basically of our students now, hopefully more, are coming from overseas. So if you were to choose Reading, where are you going to start it? So we've got, in the UK, we've got basically, I would say, 3 campuses. The main one is called White Knights Campus, which is the tiny village that perhaps Evo mentioned in the beginning, and it was at the top of the presentation. Okay. And it's where your life will be, where you'll be spending most of your time in terms of studying and teaching, or even living if you decide to stay on said campus. We also got this campus called London Road, which is basically the historical part of the university, and where it was basically founded as an extension of Oxford University. Between the 2 campuses, there are basically a couple of, I'll say 10 minutes walking, no more than this. Okay. We also have a campus is called Greenlands Campus for the executive education, which was the original home of Henley Business School. And then we got our offshore campus, basically in Malaysia, where basically we are offering the same course that we've got here at Reading. In terms of quality, it is the same quality. So because we got academics from the University of Reading teaching at the Malaysian campus. Okay. The idea of expanding to Malaysia, of course, was to try to reach students as well. So while offering the kind of UK style teaching. kind of so an academic structure for you to better understand what we are offering in terms of courses. We've got those four, let's say, major schools, if you want. So as you can see, we're offering from courses from art to economics to film to mathematics to science. So we are offering basically majority of the courses apart from medicine. We do have the basically the research side of medicine. So if you're interested in biomedical sciences, it's where we've got, or biomedical engineering, it's where we've got the expertise. Okay. In terms of entry requirements, let me just bring this generic one, and there will be a focus on Bangladesh too, of course. Most of our courses tend to accept between A levels and IB, of course, at the UG level, therefore undergraduate, and you will need to apply via UCAS. As you can see, some schools may have a different type of entry requirements. Okay, it can be a 2.1 or 2.2. Do not worry if you don't remember them all. They're all listed on the website. It's more for me to show you what we are asking in terms of entry requirement at this stage. PhD, it's a kind of different, if I may use this term, kind of different based, because it's basically the researcher proposal that makes a difference. So your idea that you want to further develop, what you want to say, what you want to teach, what you want to research. So this is the starting point, and therefore let's say the bachelor and the master come kind of on the second stage, but the starting point is your idea. With a focus on Bangladesh, this is what we ask in terms of entry requirements. I'll be more than happy to do a follow-up later if you want to. I'll send you via email anytime. So we are offering different type of courses. You can see in terms of also foundation, we are offering undergraduate courses, we are offering postgraduate courses and PhD. If you wish then, for instance, to study a master with us, and you have studied, for instance, a 4-year Bachelor of Engineering of Science, you can have a direct access to our courses. Okay. Alternatively, you will need to have a master on top of your bachelor degree. Okay. But as you can see, we are accepting application directly from Bangladesh. So for any type, for all the courses, then any questions you may have about Macy's our partner, and feel free to reach them out, basically. We can also, of course, in terms of English requirements, we do accept, of course, IELTS, TOEFL, Pearson. We can waive English language, of course, as long as you've got one of the listed. I've just mentioned some let's say course that they can basically some entry requirement can be waived. Of course, the list is really long. I didn't want to add them all, but we've got the possibility to waive your English requirement if you have one of the listed let's say language that we are asking at the moment. In terms of, as I said, we are always offering foundation courses, basically with different entry points. There are also scholarships linked to foundations. I'll jump into the scholarship in a bit, but now I'm simply just trying to give an understanding about what we are offering as a university to you. We are also partners with on-campus reading. So, if we don't have courses at foundation level that we can provide, on campus is supporting us with this. So, if you wish to apply for a foundation course via on campus, you can do the same. So I also wanted to add this element because I think it's important to understand how to apply. So application can be done, of course, by CG or by us at foundation level. At UG level, it's UCAS, the platform. At postgraduate level, we got the school agent portal called Rises. Basically, it's a platform where you can place the application by yourself if you want to. I thought it was important to differentiate how you can apply for each course depending on what you're interested in. We are also offering for those students that wish to take a professional courses, a course that between 6 to 41 weeks. And the good things about this type of courses that will offer a half-band credit discount. So if you were to take a course with us, we can basically, and you pass the course, we can give you a 0.5 discount on your final results. Okay. It's a kind of it's a way for us to supporting students that perhaps want to they may not have the English requirements and they are basically just close to. But if you then opt for a professional course, we can offer the half band credit discount. And this is how really quick in terms of how you can basically apply for the professional courses. But do not worry; those informations are available to you also on the website, and I'm more than happy to send you to you later. So scholarships, those are important for us because we've got a variety of scholarships available. So we've got a list of scholarships both at the UG level and at PGT level. I've just mentioned some of them here on the website for you for kind of references, okay? And also, I also added achieving scholarship just to give an understanding to you. We've got a scholarship that covers, for instance, some instances covers simply the cost of the course. Some scholarships are also covering accommodations. There is a list. We've got, of course, a very long list that we want to add by one, just to give a kind of rough idea of what we've got at the moment. Early business schools as well is offering scholarships worth up to £1 million. So there are scholarships available, absolutely, both partially funded and fully funded scholarships. The starting point for you is you have to have an offer from us. So you apply for the course, and as soon as you receive an offer, apply for all the scholarships that are available. We're also partnering with the GRADE, providing partnership with the British Council. We've got subject-specific scholarships. We've got also scholarship at undergraduate level as well. So, which is in a form of discount on your tuition fees. And the starting point, of course, is the offer. But if you are looking for scholarship, we've got all the scholarship that you're interested in. And some of them, as I said, are also covering accommodation too. So if, for instance, you're also looking for scholarship that covers your cost of accommodation, we do have them as well. When you come to the Reading, what is equally important for us is to show that we are supporting you. We want to show that we want to look after you, because this is really important to us. University is not just accommodation, school, and come back. It's much more than this, and we want to look after our students. For us, it's a paramount. Okay. For instance, you may have heard the School of Rusu, which is our student and club society. So if you are passionate about any sports or society, you're interested in drama and politics, or interested in playing cricket, for instance, we've got everything for you. But also we've got support in terms of career service. Let me spend a couple of minutes on this, especially for master students that they want perhaps stay in the UK, want to experience the UK. When you're starting a course with us, my advice to all of you would be to engage with the career service from day 2 of your study. I'm saying this to you because it's equally important for you that you start to understand what is available, what type of opportunities are available for you, what employers, companies are looking for, but also what type of organizations are outside and surrounding. We've got a team of fantastic professionals within the career service, very, very helpful colleagues that are more than happy to support you, to help you with any question you may have. So please do not be shy. As soon as you start a course with us, go and engage with the career service and ask, and engage, and try to understand what is available for you. Accommodation. You may remember the picture at the beginning where there was the lake and the campus. So the majority of our accommodations, as you can see, are inside the campus, are inside this kind of tiny village, I would say. You can choose between a catered and self-catered. Depends on your budget, depends on your basically what you're interested in. What you want to cook, you want to experiment, you don't want to experiment. It's totally up to you. We are offering everything. We are also offering accommodations for families. We've got students, for instance, that come in each year with their families, either doing a PhD or a master. So if you got perhaps a family, you want to bring your wife, you've got even children with you. We do have a support in place. We do have a kind of nursery inside the campus, but we also do have contacts with nurses outside the campus as well. So again, we want, when I will say to you, we want to look after our students. This is what we want to do. And we are aware of the students. It's not just, school and accommodation and every single day, but there's much more around this. And we've got services in place for you. So that's why, for instance, the families accommodations or the nursery or any type of support that is there, it's for you. And then I strongly recommend using it. So how to apply? We've got, of course, our portals called Me Reading, the one that, of course, I was mentioned to you when you're placing an application. It's a step-by-step process. I won't go too much into details of this, but because it's a step-by-step process, and you can choose the application that the accommodation you're interested in. What is important as a kind of advice to all of you would be, as soon as you start an application for a course, let's say MSc in economics or MSc in agriculture, anything you're interested in, or even within the business school, in parallel, start to look at the accommodation because at least it gives you an understanding what is available for you, and then you can choose what you're interested in. Unless you've got relatives or family friends that are living in Reading or in London and you decide to stay with them. If you do not have families or friends or relatives in London, my advice to you would be to start to engage, start to have a look what is available, look on the website, contact us, ask for further information, ask for any type of information that's important to you. Again, let me repeat me on this. Feel free to contact us and ask. Do not worry, we are here basically because we want to support you through your journey. Okay? So kind of this is a picture of what this type of accommodation looks like. As you can see, they're all single rooms. You've got either your bathroom inside or you can share your bathroom. It depends on your budget and what you're interested in. But they're all single rooms just for you. Those are the newest one. We also have a kind of a bit, let me use this term, kind of Harry Potter style in this sense. And those were basically part of the when we were founded as an extension of Oxford University. So they reminds a lot of Oxford, but don't worry, it's University of Reading. Library. We also got a library in the center of the main campus with 24/7 access to all the documents that you need. So it's always open for you, so you can just go and then spend time study anything you want to. Okay. Sports park. If you are interested in playing any type of sports, we've got everything. We've got tennis court, squash. We've got everything. Please feel free to use all the facilities that are at university because it's something that it's equally important for you as a part of your experience. Okay. As I say, this is our tennis courts where if you wish and you play tennis, you're more than welcome to join them. We are offering also a virtual tour about university. If you, before coming, you want to have a look anytime, you can just have a look at the virtual tour of our campuses. And I think it's important to, if you're thinking of studying at Reading, I think it's important for you to start to familiarize and see what this institution is about, I kind of have a perception of the institution. And the virtual tour, of course, will help you to somehow to either to picture, I would say also to picture yourself in the specific part of the campus. We are also offering webinar to our students. So those are specific sessions basically conducted by experts, can be in my team or the teams on programs, on placement, career service and missions. So if you want to receive an invite for us, feel free to join and ask any question because we are more than happy to answer to the question that you may have. We also got our, basically social media channels, including our newsletter, and we also got our Instagram and Facebook page for where we're trying to update you with the latest, or perhaps sometimes even fun information or fun facts about Reading too. Those are a couple of useful links. I've just wanted to, to show you that there are multiple points of contacts for you. So do not worry if you want to ask for updates and so on and so forth. Masons, of course, they're more than happy to support you. But in case, as you can see, universities is equally open to you. Perfect. Thank you so much. Hope you find this useful. Now I'm open to all the questions you've got. Ron, I think you're on mute. I suspect you're on mute.
Oh, thank you so much, Ludo. You saved me because I was talking away. No, thank you very much for a very comprehensive session. And I just wanted to let our students know that if you have any questions, please write them in the comment section below. If you would like to apply based on the beautiful presentation, I think many of you would be interested. I am. So you can get in touch with Maces. We have a very good history of dealing with applications. It doesn't come with any cost. We are the official representative of University of Reading in Bangladesh. We don't charge anything to our students, so you don't have to worry about it. We will take care of the application. We will help you with the visa and everything. And we've got very good success rate with those. You can get in touch with us by phone 017-5566-0803. You can get in touch with us through Facebook messages. Our Facebook page is www.facebook.com/macesbd. I guess if you're watching us on Facebook, that's where you're watching us from. You can email us at mail@macesbd.com. We have 3 offices, one in Dhanmondi, one in Gulshan, and one is in Sylhet. You can have the detailed addresses of our offices if you go to our website, which is www.macesbd.com. I really hope you will come and get in touch with us for that. Now, on to some questions. Before we go through the students' questions, Ludo, I wanted to ask you, do you accept Duolingo? Because that's something that many universities accept. I saw that there was a lot of English qualifications you do accept. So I just wanted to get an idea. Do you accept Duolingo?
So I'm afraid no, we do not accept Duolingo as one of the tests. We do accept others from TOEFL, IELTS, Cambridge, and so on and so forth, but Pearson. But we do not accept Duolingo at the moment. If there were any changes, we will of course let you know.
Not even for pre-sessional English.
No, we will need to see an IELTS in terms of
Okay.
professional English.
Oh. I mean, of course, there is Pearson test of English as well, which are accepted. And for pre-sessional English or something like that, probably, or even foundation, it's better to have the UKVI IELTS or the UKVI PTE. Though for the bachelor's and master's, any IELTS or PTE is acceptable. Now, with the post-study work scenario, how are things going, like job searches and things? Because of COVID, I can understand that it's very challenging. But, how is the job search going? Are your students able to find jobs after graduation?
Very good question. So first of all, let me reinforce this message. The UK is open for business in this sense. So we have reopened, I think, the country because we want to, of course, attract the best talents from all around the world. I think this is the starting point. There's also a message that we need to convey with our listeners now. The post-study visa is certainly a fantastic opportunity. We are, of course, as it has started recently, so we don't have kind of stats as of yet. The career services, they are working on it. What we have noticed, of course, that it's a positive factor for all of our students, international students. Now, it's equally important for students to engage with the career service as soon as they start their course here. The post-study visa is there. It's there for you, and it's a fantastic chance. You will need to nurture a bit, basically, which means you will need to engage with the career service, understand which companies are available, perhaps in the area outside Reading, or in London, or in any part of the country. Absolutely. But you need to be also guided a bit. And that's why the career service is there for you, and is there for guiding you, for helping you with this, is there for supporting you to perhaps you identify a sector, but you may not know which companies are working in a specific sector and which skills they want from you, because you got a certain set of skills, right? So you may have perhaps 10 years working experience, but it's a matter also to match supply and demand. That's why the engagement in the career service is absolutely crucial for you. We've got some students for that I'm still in contact. They completed last September. So, and then they managed to find a position thanks to the post-study visa. But what they did, they started the engagement in the career service, ask which company, sector, and so on and so forth, because it's something that you need to be basically nurturing through the year. Okay.
That's great because this is very important because and another thing, listeners, it's important that when you want to find a job, you can increase your chances of finding a job if you study in a higher ranking university like University of Reading, which is why we're doing this series because this is a series of some of the top ranked universities in the world. Employers recognize that, like for example, if you're a Bangladeshi student, you understand if you go to IBA or BUET, getting a job in Bangladesh is relatively easier than if you study from a lower ranking university. Similarly, even in the UK, if you study in a top ranked university like Reading, you can increase your chances of getting a job. But remember, nobody's going to give you a job. You have to go get it. And the way to get it is, take advantage of the resources that are out there, like the career services, go to the job fairs and apply early and give the interviews, and then you'll get it. Now, this question is from Shams. What's the minimum CGPA requirement for BBA, MBA for PhD program? So if somebody's done BBA and MBA in Bangladesh and they want to do a PhD program, what's the entry requirement?
Very good question. Thanks for asking this. So, PhD, the starting point for us is your basically your research proposal, your idea, what you want to study, to develop, what you want to perhaps investigate. Okay, because this what you have to find a match between yourself and academic or academics willing to supervise you. Okay, if then you find the academics, let's assume that you find an academic willing to supervise you, that the academic likes your idea, for instance. Okay, what perhaps in terms of requirements we're asking, I would say 60% plus, but the 51% of the decision is also around your researcher proposal, which plays a really an important part when you're looking for a PhD, because it's the match between you and the professor or professors.
Okay, so and another thing is, if you have your research proposal done, please send it to us. Ludo has been a fantastic resource and help because PhD applications are always trickier and they're harder to get, and things like that. But Ludo is really, really resourceful, and we have seen in the past, I've sent him research proposal, he's found the right professor, and then we have taken it forward. So please get in touch with us if your research proposal is ready. Is there any scholarships that a student can avail having an unconditional offer? Obviously, you've covered this, but I guess you can repeat that.
Sure, I'm more than happy, absolutely. So we've got plenty of scholarships available. So let me add two elements. One is for bachelor courses. We've got scholarships available for bachelor courses. You will need, of course, to have applied. And then as soon as you receive an offer and accept the offer from us, you'll be automatically enrolled into the selection process. At UG level or bachelor level, basically, it is a form of discount over the 3 years of study, which is so basically you can carry your discounts over the 3 years. At master level, we've got a lot of scholarships. We just launched the new scholarship celebrating 100 years of the university, which is basically you will need to apply for the course. As soon as you receive an offer, you can apply for all the scholarships that are available. We've got also the generic scholarship, we've got the subject-specific scholarships, we've got the great scholarships, we also got fully funded scholarships such as Felix. You need to have an offer from us in order for you to apply. Okay. Let me add an important point. I think it's important for you. Most of our courses don't have a deadline as such. Okay. I would use, apart from some courses, I would use the scholarship deadline as your deadline for the course. So make sure that you've got an offer before the scholarship deadline and apply to them before the deadline, so you don't miss any chances. Okay.
Okay, this is very, very important. You need an offer. You need to make sure you have the application. So if you hold an offer, please make sure you apply for the scholarship before the deadline if you want to increase your chances. Do you accept study gap? Yeah.
Yeah. If we got students, for instance, they've completed let's say the bachelor, and then they got like 5-10 years 15 years of working experience, and then they come back in this sense. Yeah, so we don't have it in this sense. We are open to all the students and applicants. What is important, I would like to mention to your audience, have a look at the entry requirements. This is the starting point. If you meet the requirements, age is not an issue at all. Absolutely.
See, that's the thing. I mean, the gaps has to be explained as long as there isn't, for example, if you've done your HSC or A levels 10 years ago, and for 10 years you cannot show anything that you have done, universities will be careful to accept you. But somebody like me, I mean, I have done my bachelor's 21 years ago, and if I want to go and do an MBA at Henley, then that gap is not a problem because I can show what I have achieved and work and all those things over the years. As long as you can explain what you have done, your profile, the university will definitely not have any problems. Is it feasible for students to live in London and commute to Reading for classes?
Very, very good question. I met a couple of students personally before that. They
If I think we're waiting for Ludo. Maybe his internet got disconnected. I will try to answer this question.
Yes,
So,
am I
oh, here
am
we
I
go.
back
You're
now?
back. You're
Sorry,
back.
I don't know what has happened. Apologies. I don't know what's happened.
Go ahead.
Okay. So yes, it's feasible. I met also students that they had, for instance, relatives they've got in London, and they used to commute to Reading because from London Paddington to Reading, it's just 30 minutes by train, 30. So it's really close. That's why it's London, but it is not at the same times, basically.
So yeah, I mean it's 30 minutes depending on where you live. Obviously, if you live all the way in the east, maybe 50 minutes, but it's certainly doable. In Bangladesh, my office is about 2 or 3 kilometers from my house, and sometimes that journey itself takes 50 minutes. So for Bangladesh, it's no problem. We can, but just to answer your question, it's feasible. But of course, one thing is when you study in a beautiful campus and live there, the experience is much more richer. You save time not only in commuting, but you can use that time to interact with people, to you do your assignment together, go to the library. All those things become much easier if you stay in Reading. That's at least that's my personal opinion. And why would you? Because London is so expensive, right? As well. But I guess Ludo, this question comes because a lot of people have relatives, and they want to have that assurance or living close by to the relatives, I guess. Again, thank you so much, Ludo, for answering all the questions. Audience, if you want to apply, you can call us at 01755660803. You can email us at mail@macesbd.com. You can go to our website and fill up an inquiry form or visit any of our offices. Thank you so much for listening. I know it's late. Ludo, you want to say anything to say goodbye to our friends here who've been listening?
Absolutely. Thanks for listening to me. Hope you have a kind of better understanding, of course, of what Reading is about. And if you got any further questions, absolutely feel free to contact Maces. They are really good partner of us. So, and then any question you may have, we are here for you, basically. So feel free to ask and knock our doors, and we'll be opening for you.
We said goodbye, but another question now came. Sorry, Ludo, you have to stick around. So basically, what is the minimum deposit required to get CAS?
So very good question. In terms, some courses request perhaps £1,000 in terms of deposit for the course. Construction management, the School of Construction request the 50% of the fees to be paid up front. Okay, do not worry. We'll be telling you as soon as you apply. You'll be finding all the instruction in this sense. Okay, so it's a part of the application process where we'll be telling you exactly by when.
So it depends on the course. It ranges between £1,000 to 50% of the course fees, and it will be mentioned in the offer letter. Again, thank you so much, Ludo. I hope to catch up with you very soon. And those of you who have been listening, thank you so much for your patience. And I hope you come back for our series. I think tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, we have University of Leeds and the day after Newcastle. So again, see you soon, and hopefully you come and visit our offices and apply soon.